and welcome to the Beat Cancer.
All right, everybody, welcome to the BeatCancer.Org Ask a Holistic Cancer Coach weekly call. This is our first week back after getting home from the Any Appleseed Project conference in West Palm Beach, Florida, which was a blast, and we look forward to telling you all about it. But before that, we will start off with the little introduction video, which is right here.
Hello, and welcome to the Beat Cancer Answer, brought to you by BeatCancer.Org, the Center for Advancement in Cancer Education. We believe that 90% of all cancers could be eliminated through environmental and lifestyle choices alone, and science agrees. Unfortunately, most people don't know it. So we provide the education that can help you prevent, cope with, and beat cancer through diet, lifestyle, and other immune-boosting approaches. In every video, we will feature an expert who can teach us how to become part of that 90%, who could prevent getting diagnosed with cancer. But if you already have cancer, we have empowering information for you too. Over the past 40+ years, our nonprofit counseling service has helped thousands of cancer patients get back into the driver's seat when it comes to their personal journey of healing cancer and preventing future recurrence. If we helped you learn just one thing today about how to prevent, cope with, or beat cancer, then we have succeeded in our mission. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. We appreciate all of your feedback and love your suggestions. Your positive ratings help us to get discovered so we can help save more lives. Thank you again for joining us, and best wishes for good health from all of us at BeatCancer.Org.
All right. With that out of the way, thank you, Becca, for the hearts. That officially gets us started. Some quick disclaimers. Remember that nothing that is said on these calls are intended to be taken as explicit medical advice. We are here to discuss matters of holistic health and wellness, be they related to, someone's particular circumstance or otherwise, but we are not here to give explicit advice on circumstances. For that, we do recommend following up with our in-house counselor, Dr. Randy Shane, or one of the wonderful holistic cancer coaches that you see on the call, or any of the others that are listed in our holistic cancer coach directory. Um, cool. We have a wonderful panel of coaches on the call, as well as some guests. We have myself, we have Ethan. Fantastic. Carl will not be joining us tonight. He had some important prior engagements. Um, so that said, as a reminder, these calls are recorded and posted to many different locations. We are live streaming on YouTube, rumble.com, Twitter, and Facebook. And so I'll be fielding questions not just from the participants on the call, but any of our friends on the social media platforms are welcome to place comments or questions in the comment section wherever you're watching, and we will get to them as quickly as we can. So if you see me looking around like a madman, just know that I'm monitoring all of the different streams and making sure to keep the flow of the call going accordingly. If anyone does want to join us on the actual Zoom and doesn't know how to get there, you can get there by going to BeatCancer.Org and clicking on the weekly call button right at the top of the screen, and that will have a link to join us on the Zoom. All are welcome. You don't have to be a student or coach with us. It is a free and open public call. Cool. I think that's all the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Any Cool. We have some questions that have come in over the week, but I'd also love to recap the conference for our attendees. So let's have a show of hands. Of course, I know, but our viewers might not. Who on the call has was in attendance at the Annie Appleseed conference? Nice. We got a thumbs up from them. Nice, nice. Awesome. Jackie's calling in from the Northern Lights, it looks like, up in Canada. Or wherever she is. That's super cool. And yeah, so I'll open the floor to anyone that was at the conference to share what they thought of the experience while I take a look around at the social media platforms and make sure that we are all good. So floor is
I'll
open.
go.
Go ahead.
Um, I don't have enough adjectives to describe it. It was like phenomenal. It was uh, beyond informative of like leading physicians and other practitioners from all over the world, sharing the latest in breakthroughs in cancer care. It was a really nice community feeling, like between ourselves from Beat Cancer and pretty much everybody at Annie Appleseed. The food was probably the best food I've ever had in my life. It was delicious and healthy. Um, I could go on and on, but that's like a little encapsulation.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much for sharing. It's awesome to have you there. Anyone else that was in attendance at the conference? What were your thoughts? How did you enjoy it? Would you recommend it to others next year, or would you recommend people go to other conferences? What was your thoughts? How about Deb? I see you're unmuting.
I did unmute. Um, the Annie Appleseed project was phenomenal. One of the things that I was going to talk or just kind of mention is that the Annie Appleseed project was a conference that was held in West Palm Beach, Florida last week. And it's basically the title of it was the Cancer Wellness Revolution. It's a complementary and alternative medicine conference. So there was a lot of doctors there from all over the world. So cancer, as you all know, is global. It knows no boundaries. And so being able to talk and listen to a lot of the doctors that were in attendance from all over the world was amazing. State of the art. Alternatives that they're developing, things that are working for people. Sometimes you just don't find those in the States here, but very, very interesting, very encouraging. And I would definitely invite anybody to go to it. Anybody can go. A lot of patients were there. People with individuals with active cancer, individuals that have had cancer. I myself am a cancer survivor, so it was definitely very, very interesting, eye-opening, informative, you name it. Again, like Jackie said, all the adjectives were, you can't even really begin to describe it all. But definitely, you don't need to be a practitioner to go. And it's definitely very welcoming. It's you'll definitely find somebody to talk to and work with, and yeah, definitely join us. Come with us next time to go.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. It was also wonderful to have you there. How about Annette? What were your thoughts on the week?
My mind was blown, actually. I mean, I just could not believe how much information is actually out there that the general public doesn't actually know about. And coming from the healthcare world as a nurse, I learned so much that I had no idea was even, ways of treating cancer to begin with. And yeah, it was just pretty phenomenal, like just the whole experience. Like Deb was saying, you don't have to be a practitioner to go. I mean, there were lots and lots of patients there. A lot of us that are coaches or practitioners have a personal cancer story, and so, or we knew somebody, and so I think just having that group, like kind of that camaraderie together, was extremely it's just supportive. I guess I was just thinking back to when I was first diagnosed. I would have loved to know about an organization like that, and then being able to have learned the information that is available to the patients in that way. Because a lot of times when we are diagnosed, we're kind of just left to our own devices and trying to figure things out on our own. So yeah, it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. And then hearing some of these amazing stories of people, you know, getting through cancer and living decades past, it was pretty phenomenal as well. So yeah, it was just a wonderful, wonderful event, being able to network and talk to other people and hear other people's stories, hear other people's journeys that they've been going through and in their cancer journey. And yeah, it was just, I kind of felt like home. And when it's like this group, it's like BeatCancer.org. It feels like home. You automatically felt like family. So it was wonderful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing. How about Ethan, our resident content specialist? I'd love to know, being so new to the organization, new to the industry, and having it be the first time that you immersed yourself in something like that, what your thoughts were of the experience.
Yeah, being new to the organization, as you just stated, I think it gave me a pretty unique perspective on the event as a whole. I learned a lot. I learned a lot more than honestly I thought I would. Uh, no, serious, for real. I have my favorite talks that some people gave, but my favorite part was being able to meet everyone in person, especially the coaches, and we got a lot of good things filmed and a lot of things set up, and being able to, like Annette said, network and get to meet so many amazing people and hear everybody's amazing stories about even just getting to the conference, let alone their life story of getting to the conference. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. I recommend anybody next year to go, and that's my thoughts on it.
Awesome. Awesome. And I see Maya's coming on camera. If you're just catching up with us, we're just talking about our experiences with the conference and what we thought of it, what our favorite parts were, anything that comes to mind. I know you've been there years past, I believe. So
Yeah.
how did you think about how it went this year?
It was pretty cool actually. It's like one of those feelings like when you like go to a new country and you explore and you learn about new countries. So that's what like Annie Appleseed is like. When I went there first time, it was like learning a lot. And then every year I go, there are new people, new presenters, and you still learn. And because there's no limit how much you can learn in your life, right? So and especially meeting everyone, like same people from last year, but new people also. So it was awesome. I had such a good time at the conference.
Awesome. Awesome. It was so amazing to have all the coaches there. We're so grateful when everyone participates and getting to know everyone, getting to go out to dinner with those that were able to make it. It's a lot of fun. This is more than just work. It should be play too, right? We should be able to have fun and go and laugh and enjoy ourselves. So we always like the opportunity to make things real and meet in person because otherwise we're just a bunch of pixels on the screen. But if you are eager to make it out to a conference, you don't have to wait till next year's Annie Appleseed. Beat Cancer are officially sponsoring the Beljanski Foundation Conference in April, happening in Austin, Texas. And if you haven't grabbed your tickets yet, I do encourage you to do so soon as the prices are going up the more time passes. But you can use the code BeatCancer for, I believe it's a 15% discount off your tickets. So we hope to see you down there in Austin, Texas, April 25th to the 27th for another wonderful conference. I'm sure it is going to be. Cool. So as the conversation goes on, we can of course bring up anything that we learned from the conference if we do want to share. But I'd like to hear from some of our other friends that are joining us tonight. I'd like to invite Miss Bernita Harris to the mic. I saw she was on cam before, so if she's available, I believe she's a coach with us as well. But I haven't heard from her in some time, so I'd love to hear what brings her out tonight. And did she just drop off? Where'd she go? Did she just disappear? Yeah, all right. Well, that's okay too. I guess we'll never know. But that does leave the floor open for any of our other friends. I'm gonna call out on some names that I'm not familiar with, so in no particular order. I see a Geraldine. So I'm going to open the floor to Geraldine and see if there's anything on their mind, anything top of mind, top of heart, and I'd love to know what brings them out to the call.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I attended the Annie Appleseed Conference in 2024, and I thought it was wonderful. Everything you said is absolutely true. I was thinking about going this year, but I've been doing some between the alternative treatments, which are not covered by insurance, and other things, situations in my life, I couldn't make it down there, but I did live stream it. So I did get to see a lot of what's going on. The disappointment, though, for me was on the roundtables. I was really looking forward to talking and listening to Ellen Jacobs, was one of my people. I actually met her earlier this year and wanted to hear her talk. And also, I believe it's Howard Robbins. I wanted to hear his talk. And unfortunately, on the live stream, they didn't have microphones on each table. And I think that was sort of that because so that whole part was really dead because other than me looking I had pictures of people sitting around a table. You couldn't really hear anything, but anyway, also last year is, I think, how I found this group, Beat Cancer. And I know I sent some donation to somebody, and I actually got a letter from somebody. And I bought some of your ebooks and downloaded them. But I kind of haven't really been in touch with this group. And then I saw that you're doing this chat now, and I wanted to see what it's all about. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, there was something, but the topics weren't of, let's say, more importance to me. So, but it's nice that if I can check in or see what's going on, because everything's not for everybody, as you know.
Of course, of course. You're always welcome. And yeah, sometimes when we do the emails, we put in a couple topics,
Right.
but it's always an open chat based on who
Yeah.
shows up and who has any questions. And then if we have some filler time that nobody's asking questions actively, then we go to some of our, table topics. But if ever there's anything that a participant wants to chat about, then, we give that priority.
Well, I'm kind of like looking for direction. I don't know if how many longtime Annie Appleseeders are in this group, but I was a patient of Dr. George Wong, and I don't know. He was very big with Anne, and he died last year, right after Anne died, which was another disappointment last year, as I was looking forward to meeting Anne, because I had connected with her like 20 years ago, and then somehow I stumbled upon George Wong, and when I emailed Ann, she goes, "Oh my God, I know him," and it was such a funny thing because I found them both from, let's say, two different corners, So he's passed away. I was also happy that they brought the new herbalist, Petra Sokov, I think is her name.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I've been doing things myself. I'm doing like mistletoe. And DMSO, vitamin B17, Laetrile, basically. And I'm getting very good results, but I feel like I'm kind of like it's a do-it-yourself kit here, and I haven't been able to find a doctor because of where I live that's convenient for me to go to, or at least go to maybe once and then do televisits or whatever. I'm still, in the conventional things, so I still get PET scans and I get blood tests, which, through that, so that's being covered, but I'm just wondering if there's more I can do. Everything has been improving for me, and actually I had a really big success this year, and I hope to keep it going, and I hope that I can have a story to tell sometime. So far, it's actually a positive story because it started a while ago and things are still good. So that's kind of what really brought me here is hoping to maybe find somebody. I live on Long Island, New York, and I'm just can't find a doctor without having to travel, let's say 3 hours or more each way to go see somebody. Now, of course, you would do that, maybe once or twice, but it's not practical to do it all the
Yeah.
time. And that's the problem with the complementary alternative medicine, is that as a lot of people said, you didn't even know about this stuff, I'm just discovering all these things, and for sure Annie Appleseed last year, offered a lot of information on that. Unfortunately, it's not all locally available, and I don't feel like, even though you get information about these great products and stuff, I mean, how do you know if you're taking it with what you're already taking, like you can't just, so I'm being a little cautious. So anyways, thank you for listening, and that's what I have to say right now.
Absolutely. You bring up several really good points. There's always more out there. There's always another supplement. There's always another protocol. There's always another this, that, the other. But how do you navigate the world of what to do, what you even can do, what you can even get to? And that's something that I imagine some of our coaches have some input on. I see a raised hand from Miss Jackie Marks now. So Jackie, what's coming to mind in regards to?
Well, I have a couple of suggestions for Geraldine because you mentioned Petra. She, even though she lives in British Columbia, she does.
Yes, I do have a consult set up with her, actually.
Oh, okay. And
This
then
coming Friday, yeah, I did, yeah.
great. Okay, and then another option that I can personally recommend is uh, it just slipped my mind the name of it. Oh, somebody help me out. An oncologist that's not a conventional, an integrative oncologist that I've personally used and two other people I know have used. It's called Oster Oncology, and it's in Evergreen, Colorado. And he's had many years' experience in cancer hospitals, and he also works online, and I've gotten great benefit from him.
So
So
what is that? OSTAR?
OSTER
Okay.
Oncology. Do you want the phone number?
Yeah, or a website, I'll look them up, OST.
Oh, osteroncology.com. Pretty simple.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Sure.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much for the share, Jackie. I believe I found the website as well, so I'll put it right in the chat for anyone that might be wondering. I'd love to know if any of our other coaches have any thoughts for Geraldine and where she finds herself in her experience right now.
I could say many oncologists do see, they do telecom, televisit, you can schedule it. You don't have to travel to see an oncologist, integrative oncologist. You can do a meeting online with them. You can look it up in the area and there should be a website. I believe so, Zach, we have that's a website with the links of oncologists. Do we?
I know of CancerDoctor.com or CancerTutor.com. Is that the one that you're thinking of?
Yeah, something like that you can look it up, an oncologist or integrative oncologist to help you with.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
mainly integrative. I do have an oncologist here, but
Yeah, integrative
they
oncologist.
just want me to take an anastrozole, which is what I do, but on a minimal level, because I've been told I can do half that amount by George Wong, and on more than one person has said that. So I find by doing that, the side effects are less than they were when I was taking it all the time. So
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely worse to talk to oncologist
yeah,
or integrative doctor
but yeah,
who
integrative.
yeah, because I mean, there's a ways that where you can substitute them with natural compounds.
Well, that's what I'm looking for actually right now.
Right.
And I know Ellen Jacobs was supposed to talk about that, but she's not an oncologist either, even though
No.
I respect her highly.
I did listen to Ellen. I mean, she has a great knowledge when it comes to hormones and balancing them.
Mhm.
Like a person would have added something else to her steak, what she talked about. But again, she has a great knowledge in hormones.
Yes, I'm
That too.
also gonna probably meet with her too, so I'm making
Yeah,
my plan, although she happens to live close to where I am. It's the only person
nice.
that's actually in
Yeah.
the so-called neighborhood.
awesome. Yeah,
Right.
Ellen Jacobs, I believe, has been through our program some years ago,
Okay.
and she's one of our longtime associates. So I just looked up on the website that Maya was just referring to, the CancerDoctor.com. I looked for centers that they recommend in New York, and there are a few on Long Island, it looks like. One of them is a verified person on the website, and there's some other ones that they recommend at different levels as well. So I'll go ahead and link that in the chat, and
Thank
perhaps
you.
that will be helpful if you're looking for someone local to your
Okay,
son.
great.
And if I could add something real quick, we do have, I was talking to another individual earlier today. They're from Florida. They're looking for a holistic oncologist. So that might be another site that they could go to and check out as well. We also have a new cancer coach that is actually developing a site where you can actually just plug it in where you live, the state where you live, and it will bring all of that information up for you as well. He's not on tonight, like I said, he's very new, but he's he's working tonight. But he'll be joining us here in the next couple of weeks. So be looking for Bill and his site as well. So that'll be another option, another tool for us to use in the future to be able to look for those
Absolutely.
things. The other thing, let's see. Well, Geraldine, I, I thank you for speaking up and giving us your history and everything with Annie Appleseed and being a part of it and everything. And I'm glad you're here tonight. And it was difficult to hear on the roundtables, and I was there. So you're not the only one. So I was wondering what that would have been like online. So yeah, sorry you missed out on that one. And I trust me, some folks that were there too missed out also. So I think it was just, it kind of a happenstance. It wasn't supposed to be set up that way, and it just kind of did. But it was really good feedback on some of the roundtables that did take place.
Yeah, the roundtables weren't even round.
No,
What's
they
with
weren't.
that?
Well, last year they were around.
Yeah. Yep, I do remember that. We have a hand up from Amy. Amy, the floor is yours. Oh, wait, hold on. We have to unmute first.
Hi, everybody. I'm not an actual coach yet with BeatCancer.org, but I've talked to Zach and, I'm really thinking about it. But I do have a background in health and the field. But I wanted to mention there's a really good book, and maybe everybody would be wanting to know about this. It's called Naturopathic Oncology. And a naturopathic doctor writes it, he updates it. He's retired, but he's from Canada. And he has every type of cancer in there and the protocols that seem to work, both alternative and Western med. And you can hand that to your doctor too and see if he's open. But he updates it, I think, every 2 years online. So if you buy the Kindle version, you don't have to keep buying the book. But it's a fascinating book. And you could buy it or Kindle it, and it may help you. It may not. But I find it just to be like a huge encyclopedia of ahas. And then, I know there's a website, and I don't know if this would help you, but there's really good medical doctors and alternative doctors who speak about the different cancers. And it's called TempletonWellness.org or .com, Templeton Wellness. And James Templeton beat cancer. He wrote a book, but he just puts it out there. And it's very good because it has success stories of survivors who survived. And he has speakers who do mistletoe and all of that. And it's just a really nice way to meet doctors who do alternative, and they can direct you also to where you might need to go, whether in the United States or outside. So I just thought I'd put that out there if it would help you. I hope that's allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one, I know Carl Felt is in Idaho. I forget it, KarlFeldT. And he's a naturopathic doctor who
Yes,
does.
I follow him online sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, he has some interesting speakers, and he has interesting things he does. But to each his own. You'll feel the vibe with what works for you. But his information may or may not help you as well. And that's really all I have to say. I hope what I had to say helped and was allowed per se.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Amy.
I added Dr. Minkoff's website. He's from Florida, but it's someone you can reach out to for telecom. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, Geraldine, I know there's a million things being sent your way right now. Hopefully it's not more overwhelming than it is helpful. Of course, everyone's path to healing is so individualized, and so, I think you seem like you understand that not everything is to be dove into, but we do I do appreciate that all of the coaches are sharing all of these wonderful bits of information. And that said, of course, working with a coach one-on-one, or our in-house counselor is just another fantastic way to have someone on your team that can help you navigate the world of different things out there. Um, so you're, of course, very welcome to connect with one of our coaches after the call, or we can give you the information for our counselor that we have here at the center as well. And we hope that helps. Awesome. Let's see. We have some more names I don't quite recognize on the call. So I'm going to open the mic for Terry Betts from Lakeside, Arizona, to see what brings you out to our call tonight, what's top of mind, top of heart for you, and what questions you may have.
Hi, no, I'm just fairly new to receiving your emails and thought I'd just check in and see what you had to say.
Awesome. Awesome. Is there any particular topic you'd like for us to say something on? Or if not, totally cool, and you're welcome to listen in.
No, I've battled breast cancer for probably 18 years now. It returned a few years ago, and I've just done everything naturally. So I'm just researching and trying to find, new and different ways to keep it guessing.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah, it's
So
smart.
yeah, I'll open it up to our coaches to see if that sparks any thoughts for anyone there.
I'll
Oh,
go if everybody's okay with that.
yeah, of course.
Thanks, Zach. I'm Becca. I'm also a holistic cancer coach. My business is Tune Ups with Becca. Come in for your dose of spiritual medicine. So a lot of from our training, breast cancer can be running a belief that you're not cared for by the other sex. So by the masculine, and that can come from parent, spouse, it could be anything. There's a belief running in there. And I always recommend to my patients or clients, I don't want to call them patients, clients, the book from Louise Hay, Yes, You Can Heal Your Life, or You Can Heal Your Life. And she healed herself from ovarian cancer. And she believed that same thing, that every dis-ease in the body is running from some negative thought pattern running in the subconscious, which that 95% of the show is run by the subconscious. And 60% of those programs in the subconscious are limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging, and empowering. So it's really about getting those programs upgraded and looking at those beliefs, or maybe a trauma or something in there. There's also another book, and I wish I gotta find the name, but there's an oncologist out of Germany who also looked back at all of his clients and categorized them by a conflict that they had in their past. And so for my story, my boyfriend passed away from a cancer, and his was started in the esophagus. And when we went diving down this rabbit hole, he did have a financial thing in his past, and that could have been the trigger.
Wow, I have heard that. I've had a few sessions with therapists and things like that. So to address that specifically.
Good. You're doing the good work, Terry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very helpful. And I think with the one doctor I met with, mine is left breast, kind of related it to my mother, which kind of made sense. So it's interesting because every time, once you start thinking about things and they start coming up, you can address them. So it's opened up a lot of things. It's been very helpful.
Good. Yeah, and the left side is our feminine side. So the left is
Right.
feminine and the right is our masculine, and we have both energies in our body.
Was the book from Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I
Highly
have it.
Good. Yay.
Yeah, I know. Had it a long time. I need to get back into it.
Yeah, it's worth the reread. I think it says read
Definitely.
it twice.
Awesome. I see a hand up from Jackie. Oh,
Mute. Yeah, I just wanted to add a couple of things that I'm a two-time breast cancer survivor. I was first diagnosed in 2013 and had a recurrence a little less than a year ago. So since last April 1st, I've learned a huge amount. And I'll just share two things that I learned that may or may not be helpful to you. I hope they are. One is that there's a great deal of supplements that have been proven through research studies to what's the word I'm looking for? Work against breast tumor creation. And also that if there are emotional things going on that Becca may have referred to that you relate to, that EMDR is a wonderful type of therapy that clears your brain of trauma very effectively.
I know I've heard of it. Is there one person in particular that that created it or started it?
I'm not sure of that. I don't know if maybe somebody else on the call is, but it's a way of reprocessing the trauma in a safe place that basically clears your brain of it.
And I can add to that, actually. You could probably find many counselors locally that will do EMDR therapy to be able to help you with it. And I can speak from personal experience. It's kind of nice because you have like a detachment from the emotion that you feel from a memory. So it creates like that new wiring to be able to go around the emotion. So you're no longer feeling that emotion, which stays in your body, which stays in the fascia. It releases that from the brain, that pathway, and it goes away around it. So it's pretty effective. But yeah, most like local counselors and therapists do EMDR nowadays.
Very good. I know I've heard of it. I'll have to look into it. Thank you.
awesome. I see a hand up from Maya.
I want to add something more to what everyone was talking about, the great advices. When it comes to cancer, particularly breast cancer or any other cancer, like my recommendations are usually for people to do your own homework and research, like understand your body, understand your what your hormones are all about. You can do just a basic research on the hormones to be able to understand why your body is like what could cause breast cancer, where it could come from, and to eliminate them and like understand to get to know your body in terms of like how your body makes hormones. What do you exactly need for your body to make all right hormones? If you spend some time and do a little bit of research, you will have more clear understanding that, and instead of just jumping from one thing and another thing and just like grabbing what people say around you, and just hoping if it's going to work or not work, it's like kind of a blindfolded, like the thing just taking, and I'm going to use it and I'm going to see, because there's a lot of things out there that it seems like when you read about them, there's a lot of research, there's a lot of things, and you think that you need all of them, but the bottom line is when you know your own body, you don't actually need whole a lot. You don't actually need like 25 different supplements or 25 different things, right? You just know like what you can do, what you can surround yourself, your clean environment, your air, your mindset, a proper nutrition coming from food, not from the supplements. When you know stuff like that, you're gonna feel better, and you're gonna like everything you're gonna put in your body, you will know that it's gonna go toward healing, not toward guessing that it may work or may not work, but toward healing, because you will know that, okay, this is what I'm doing, and I know this is what my body needs. So that would be like from my perspective looking at cancer.
Thank you.
Awesome. Back over to Jackie. Oh, wait. You're muted again.
Okay. I just wanted to mention the conference that's coming up again at the end of April. You know, when I go to a conference like that, I'm listening both for myself and for the people I can help. But I think that if you've never done anything like that before, and if you're able to, come to the Beljanski conference and be exposed to a large number of very educated, well-known speakers, and you can decide from that who speaks to you. Because, for example, at the conference we were at, they were probably, I don't know, 40 speakers in the area of that. And similar to what Maya said, you're not going to listen to all 40 people and kind of do one thing from all 40. You're going to know who resonates with you and maybe schedule a private consultation with them. So I would just encourage you to do that, or to a future conference if you're able to.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm online with some, so I know a lot of different things that do come up. It's just a matter of traveling and getting there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you very much to all of our coaches for weighing in on that. Yeah, is there anything else top of mind, Terry, that we can address?
Nothing comes to mind right now, as with probably most people in my situation. I'm just doing a lot of research and looking into those supplements and just different different methods that can just keep it guessing and hopefully help it just disappear one day.
Of course. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank
course, you're
you.
welcome to come back any week. If anything else comes to mind, do feel free to grab the mic at any point. I'm
Okay, thank
gonna
you.
bring it over to some questions that we have from our friends watching on Facebook. Here's one. It says, I know I have parasites. They have come out of my head and my ear from me taking ivermectin, eating pumpkin and papaya seeds, and taking other tinctures. My doctor ignores me when I ask her for help with it. Should I ignore her and continue to heal myself with what I learned here, there, and wherever? Sorry. That's so That's not funny. Parasites coming out of your head and ear is disgusting. But yeah, a lot of people probably have parasites that don't realize. But should we ignore our doctors and just do whatever that we hear from here, there, and wherever? What do we think, coaches? I'm sorry. What do we think, coaches? Should we ignore our doctors and do whatever we find on the internet? Weigh in on that.
Well, can I take that? Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say ignoring doctor. It all depends how you feel. Okay. If you're doing something and you're feeling great, probably, probably, I don't know, you can ignore the doctor. I don't know. No, I wouldn't say that. I would say talk to your doctor if the doctor is not listening to you, find a doctor who will listen to you. That would be my recommendation, because doctors have to listen to you. You are hiring a doctor to work with you. Okay. It's not about them, it's about you, and it's about what do you want yourself. So I would say, like, find a doctor who would work with you, ignoring the doctor, because there's a point in our lives when we need them, right? We don't need them every day, but there's a point in our life when we need them. So, and finding that practitioner who is going to be on your side and listening to you and giving you recommendations, that would probably what I would recommend to do.
Absolutely. Any other coaches have weigh in on that?
Oh, I was just gonna say, just really advocating for yourself, like Maya was saying, that's extremely important, especially, I mean, this is your care, this is your body, this is your life. So if you're not feeling comfortable with what they're, wanting to go with, and you don't feel like you're working as a team, it's really important to go find those providers that are, and then being comfortable to be able to speak up when you are not on the same page as them. Because like Maya had said, you are hiring them. They are working for you. It's not the other way around, although sometimes it really does seem that way. It isn't. And taking back that wheel, taking back control of your care is extremely important so that you can get the best results for yourself.
Absolutely. Over to Becca.
I don't think I have anything to add. That really you are your own doctor. And the bottom line is that doctor is your partner. They're there to give you information, but you get to make the ultimate decision. Like I tell my clients, you're the captain. You get to make every choice. We're just putting out the tools there that may help, that will help.
Exactly. Exactly. A lot of people stay in abusive relationships with their doctor when it's not a good fit. Sometimes you got to move on. Maybe they were a great doctor for years and you had a good relationship, but now you're on a different path and they don't support that. And, there are other doctors out there. There's a lot of fish in the sea. So if the one that you have isn't what you feel is right for you, then you don't have to ignore them and still work with them, because then you're kind of creating conflict and friction, right? You're hiding something, but you're still trying to work with them. And what good is that, really? And you could be setting yourself up for a dangerous scenario if you're doing certain recommendations for your doctor, but also not telling them about certain things. And so there might be reactions with what you're doing here and what you're doing from them. So finding a doctor that you can be your full, open, honest self, with the good, bad, and the ugly, that is probably the best, the best, most harmonious way to operate with a doctor. And with that, I see a hand up. Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
I just wanted to add to that. Yeah, and it might not be a doctor. For me, I always hands down say a chiropractor saved my life, literally. And it wasn't an adjustment on the back. It was he looked at my tongue and he knew exactly what to do for me. I didn't, so for me, I'm like chiropractor over doctor every time because they understand how the body works. Anyways,
Yep.
that's my 2 cents.
Yep. Absolutely. Over to Amy. Oh, well, we got to unmute again.
Thank you. When I'm going through these kind of situations, I just put out a thought like, what else is possible? What if there was somebody else out there who could help me? Because when you put that into the brain is like a magnet and it attracts that thought. But if you say, should I do this? If you just focus on that one thought, it's just like a merry-go-round. I've had so many miracles happen when I'll just ask questions and I just completely go out in nature and get lost. And then, I mean, literally, I've stumbled upon books in the woods that were exactly what I needed to read. I was riding my bike down in San Diego where I live, and I was thinking about, should I go to Cleveland or not? And I just put it out there. I rode by a bus stop and there's a lady holding a big black bag with red letters saying, I'm leaving for Cleveland in San Diego, California. I mean, people go to Tahiti, and I knew I had to go to Cleveland, which I hate Cleveland, but I went, and it was amazing. It was a week I went to see a doctor that prays over you as well. He's an MD. It was just a great week. But what I want to say is just focus on that thought of what else is possible. I don't know if that helps you, but it might help you find an alternative and maybe still work with your doctor.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. And a hand up from Deb.
I was going to add on a little bit, pretty much with what everybody was saying, but Marinette brought it up as well. We were talking about taking, control of your life, especially when you get that cancer diagnosis, whether it's the first time, second time, or third time, and whatnot. It is devastating. And so being able to take control of your life is huge. It's empowering. And when it comes to doctors and finding the right doctor, that's the empowerment part, giving it back to you, your choice, your decision, and what it is that you want to do. A lot of things that we cover here and go over at Beat Cancer as a holistic cancer coach is really the not only just the alternatives, because we do talk a lot about that integrative and holistic and whatnot, but it's also working with the conventional medicine as well. You know, because not everybody can afford the holistic avenue and going down that avenue, but it's working together, and I think that's another empowering piece as well. Again, like Amy was saying, there's hope. There's hope out there. There's other things you can look at, and that's why we're here, and we can help you with that. But it's all about empowerment, bringing it back, and you be the one in control in a time in your life when you feel like you have no control. You do. So I just want to throw
Absolutely.
that in there.
Thank you very much. Over to Maya.
Yeah, I just want to add another thing, like, just go with your gut, just go with the way you feel. If you feel comfortable, working with a doctor and, you can open up and talk to the doctor, just go for it. If not, then you have to decide like how much you want to share with your doctor, if you like the doctor to work with, and how much you want to share with the doctor and how much you don't want to share. But you have to be confident in your own, education and knowledge and understand, like, and feel like, okay, I'm pretty confident in this part that I did my homework and I learned, and just go for it. Like, just follow your instinct, because your instinct is going to guide you to a right spot. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Maya. All right, we have another Facebook comment. It's not even funny. I don't know why I laugh when I read these. Do you think it's safe to have a biopsy on a tumor to check for cancer? If cancer is there, will the biopsy make it spread? A very controversial topic, one that there are thoughts on both sides and strong thoughts on both sides of that question. Of course, we cannot speak to every individual circumstance, but we will open the floor to any thoughts on that. So biopsies, are they good? Are they bad? Will it make the cancer spread? What do we think? I see a hand from Jackie.
Well, there was a speaker at the conference, and maybe somebody can cue me as to the name of that speaker. But they said that it was very important to get a biopsy, because if you don't have a biopsy, you're not going to know the full pathology of your tumor. So in other words, it could be estrogen positive or negative. It could be progesterone positive or negative. It could be triple negative. It could be stage 2. It could be grade 3. I mean, there's like thousands of combinations, and it's important knowledge to get that information. And that's pretty much what's true for me. I've had a couple of biopsies in my life, and I don't believe that they were harmful.
I believe that was a Dr. Henning Saupe, who you're referring to, doctor with a wellness center of 25 years in Germany. Fascinating guy. Fascinating guy. I ended up taking a long walk on the beach with him this week, which was one of the most surprising parts of the conference for me, but it was really enjoyable. He was a cool guy. Over to Becca.
Thanks, Zach. And thanks. Is it Jackie? Jackie. Yes, I agree with Jackie. Similar with my boyfriend. He had actually 2 cancers, believe it or not. We didn't even know it had originated in the esophagus, and then it mutated into the stomach and metastasized. So the oncologist said that they had to know what was spreading. They needed to know if it was the esophageal cancer spreading or the stomach cancer spreading, so they knew how to treat it. So that's similar. So they did one treatment for the esophagus first while they were waiting for the biopsy to come on what was spreading. But he was at, I know our training says chemo and surgery the last, so he wasn't able to do surgery because of because it metastasized. But that one treatment did pull back the tumor enough for him to be able to get food back in, because he literally couldn't get any solid food in for a while. So it was a miracle. And then once they found out it was spreading, then they changed the protocol. Yeah.
Over to Maya.
Yeah, when it comes to biopsies, we have to make a logical thinking here and decisions. People do talk about spreading, like biopsy would spread cancer. There is a chance of biopsy spreading cancer, but the chance minimal to in comparison the stress the body goes through or your mind is going to go through guessing what type of cancer is there and how is it going to spread. The chance that cancer can spread, it's like whether you did the biopsy or did not do the biopsy might be like very little difference in there. But having clarity and working toward that clarity and knowing what you're doing, I think if you put it on a scale, the biopsy, even though there is a risk of spreading, it's still knowing would help people, I would say, to take a right path, make a right decision. So, there's a lot of talk on that. It's very controversial, like you said, Zach, but doing the logical thinking, it's like I personally would want to know what I'm dealing with and how should I deal with it. Right.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Over to Annette.
I don't know how to raise my hand on the reaction, so eventually I'll figure that out. But so I think that it's just a really good reminder too, like before you are going for a biopsy, making sure that you're doing some mindfulness activities, some meditation and prayer, really trying to get your mindset to be able to be more calm, even though it is an extremely stressful situation. And then, making sure that your body is prepared for that too. I mean, it is, going to go in there and create a little bit of a wound, but still making sure that your body is gaining strength to be able to push forward with the journey that's ahead anyways too is extremely important. But yeah, I know that if we can just get our mind straight before we're going in for biopsies, if you can just do some immune boosting things, especially making sure that you're getting enough water to drink is extremely important to be able to help flush things out. So yeah.
Yep. Amazing. All right. Well, that brings us just about to the top of the hour here. So with that said, I don't see any more comments coming in from Facebook. So in these closing moments, if there's anything that any of our coaches would like to share, any message to our participants, any message to people catching the replay, what's on everyone's mind that we'd like anyone to know. The floor is open for closing thoughts.
I have one. Mine is that everybody has cancer. Everybody. It's our body is doing the right thing. It's doing its function or not. And I believe the cancer is a call for self-love and a connection to source.
Beautiful. Oh, is that a hand?
I would just say, and I've actually been saying this to people, like, number one, don't give up. And number two, there's always other options. Just a message of hope.
I would want to add something else, nowadays, there have been a lot of fear coming, especially on social media when it comes to cancer. A lot of people are talking about about biopsy. Should I do a biopsy? Should I do that? Should I do that? Instead of listening to everything, it's wise to see that most importantly, you have to know how to eliminate the stress from your body. A lot of people are afraid to go for MRI or CAT scans because they have a radiation. I agree with that, they are, but at the same time, being a clueless what's happening in your body, I would say that causes more stress, and that stress could worsen the condition. So it probably would be wise to go one time and have it done and just clear your body and clear your mind from it and learn how to deal with it than just being blind and because I did the same thing. I was debating with myself, and then at some point I kind of, okay, why am I debating? I'm torturing myself, thinking, should I go or not? But it was so much like, when I went and it was like my mind got like quiet. I knew what's happening. I knew where I was. And then it kind of like took that such a big piece of stress off of my shoulder. So people have to think about stuff like that, not just listen what social media is talking about. So that would be my advice.
Absolutely. Thank you, coaches, for those closing thoughts. As we wrap up here, I just want to remind anyone that's catching the replay or has been viewing on social media here that we are live every week. Mostly every week. Actually, Carl and I will be away next week. So we'll be on break next week. But other than that, you can find us here every week by going to BeatCancer.org. Here's our homepage and clicking on the weekly call button right here at the top. And then this will be a button to join us right here on the Zoom. And it's a little more in depth of an experience than catching it on the live streams. While you're on our website, be sure to check out all of the other wonderful resources that we have. Whether you're looking to become a holistic cancer coach yourself, find a holistic cancer coach to work with, check out some of our books, um, talk to our in-house counselor, connect with us on social media to see all the wonderful clips that get made from these calls and all of our other content. And there's plenty of other stuff to check out as you're checking out the website here. If there's anything that we can ever do for you, anything we could ever answer for you, do not hesitate to contact us at support@beatcancer.org. And then Carl or myself will be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. But other than that, like the coaches have mentioned, just understand that there are options out there. There's a lot of information to navigate, but we're here to help you navigate it. So keep the faith strong, keep moving forward, keep yourself healthy, drink a lot of water, and we'll see you soon. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.